And we will be off. Alright. Hi everyone. Welcome to US Gamer. I'm Jeremy Parrish, and today I'm streaming Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is our US Gamer Club selection for this month. And it's a rad game. So I'm going to be playing a file I've set up here. I just got to the first save point. I'm using the special luck code. You can see the name that I've given it there. X-X exclamation point V apostrophe Q. This code starts you... seems like a normal game, but what happens once you actually get past the prologue with Richter is that it turns out Alucard's stats are all set at 1, except his luck stat, which is 99, and he's carrying a lapis lazuli. And that sets his luck to, I think, 119 total. So he's weak as a kitten, but he's very, very lucky. So you basically have to get by for the first portion of the game just on pure dumb luck. Critical hits and avoiding enemies, because it takes like 5 or 6 hits to kill enemies that should take 1 hit. So I don't guarantee that I'm going to do very well. His health stat is extremely low. He has very few hearts to use sub-weapons. But we're gonna give it our best. And if I die, well, so it goes. I'll pause every once in a while to check out the comments on the side. But since this is an action-y kind of game, it doesn't really lend itself to reading comments. As you can see, this dude is taking an idiotic number of hits to kill. I'm armed, and it's like I'm throwing paper balls at him. There we go. Jeez. Alright. So 1 enemy down, thousands to go. Hooray. Already grabbed the Cubit Zoe from up here. And I'll go through the gate into the alchemy lab. I want to request the weapon that summons random undead guys to fight for you. Okay, but that may be a while yet. Alright, so here we are in the alchemy laboratory. This is such a beautiful area of the game. But man, this part is really hard when you... oh, damn. See, when you have, like, no defense and attack stats, this part is just crazy, crazy difficult. Aww. Yeah, okay, so... I'm gonna run back and heal up. I'm already doing horribly. It's kind of hard to do this dialogue thing and play a super weak character at the same time. Oh, and these guys are here. But they're much harder than the skeletons that were here a moment ago. This game cuts you no breaks if you use the luck code. I may have to grind. I will say, though, that when I was playing this for the US Gamer Club entry that we just posted on the site, you should go check that out and comment on it. When I was playing this for the club entry, I actually made it with the luck code all the way to the cathedral and finally died against the puppet storm. That was my first death. I played very cautiously and actually managed to survive quite a ways. Anyway, you're gonna watch me like hitting dudes over and over again. Okay, you'll notice I killed that guy on the left really, really fast compared to the guy on the right, and that's because of Alucard's super high luck stat. He gets a lot of critical hits on enemies. I don't seem to be getting as many as you do sometimes, but you kind of have to count on that, especially against bosses at first. The first boss you fight, Slogra and Gaibon, the dual dudes, they're crazy hard if you don't get lucky with critical hits. Oh, he didn't give me that time. Yeah, that bone-chucking skeleton is the worst. It gets a little easier once you get a shield, because then you can block the bones. But in the meantime, you have to get lucky like that. Alright, so it looks like my luck stats are starting to work in my favor. And now I have a Hide Curious. I have no idea how you pronounce Curious. Curious. I don't know. But now my defense stat is what? 2? Yes! I have 2 strength and 2 constitution. I'm not utterly pathetic anymore. Congratulations, me. Look at that. Even a red skeleton takes 3 hits to kill. or knocked down. That's just sad. And this guy is a real pain in the butt because that little ledge right there, he'll jump off of that, and it makes him a little bit unpredictable. He'll jump into you and he hits really hard. See there, like that. I'm sorry that I'm not much of a speedrunner type player. I'm not a highly skilled, highly proficient video gamer. I'm not terrible, but I'm definitely not one of the types that can do crazy stunts. So you'll have to bear with me. All right, this makes my life a little easier. The leather shield is essential for surviving anything with a projectile. And I could take a shortcut through here, but it's actually kind of a bad idea because to the right there's a save point, and this is a playthrough where you need to save progress every opportunity you have. And it looks like my stats have leveled up just enough that it no longer takes 3 hits to kill a red skeleton, so that's nice. Anyway, my progress to this point is permanently saved. So let's see what the comments say. Wow, there's a lot of comments. My goodness. The luck code entry name is not accepted as a real world in Scrabble. That's because it is a proper noun. Let's see. Oh, someone asks if I'm doing the luck run. Yes, I am doing the luck run, which is why I'm weak as a kitten. The Muteki asks, does anyone know if luck affects item drops? Yes. The great thing about the luck run is that you start out super weak and it's really, really hard. But somewhere around like 1/3 of the game in, it gets crazy easy because you start getting all these rare items. I mean, every time I play with a luck code, I see items that I've never seen before. And that's pretty much just the nature of the game. So this is a playthrough style that really makes you appreciate the shield. Normally when you play Castlevania Symphony of the Night, you can just kind of power through without it, but not here. At some point he will actually die, I promise. I promise. There we go. So anyway, yeah, with the luck code you get great items. You also get a lot of money, so it's really easy to buy great weapons at the shop, although, you know, after a while you kind of max out what you can get from the shop. So I'm basically just attacking and then evading. It's really simple. He's the most timid Alucard of all. Come on, jump, jump. There we go. And yet another screen is conquered. Hooray. Let's find the secrets here. Power up a little bit. I'm slightly less pitiful. Now I can take like 3 hits instead of 2. And the other secret. Really convenient of them to just kind of build those up. 2 more hearts, which will be really valuable against the boss up ahead. Really crappy item, the knife. Even with the luck code active, I don't want the knife. It's, if you can believe it, it's even more pathetic with this code than it normally is. Because your intelligence stat, which affects your sub-weapons, is super low, so it's like not even attacking. Unless you get lucky. I love all the little extraneous details in the game, like this little alternate route you can create for no real reason. It's just kind of here. There's a little item you can get. Otherwise, it's just one of those little things you can kind of stumble into if you can figure out the way it works. And this will actually bump my constitution up to, what, 3? Yes, very exciting. Alright, let's look at some more comments here before I keep playing. Incidentally, if you're just joining us, you're watching USgamer.net's USstreamer. I'm Jeremy Parrish playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night, doing a low-stat luck run. People are talking about how speedrunners do the luck run by punching, and I'm not that cool, I'm sorry. The best version of Symphony that to play, Super Smash Snake asks, what is the best version of Symphony of the Night? I guess it depends on what you want. I mean, if you want it to be portable, I would get the PSN download and play it on Vita. That's a pretty rad way to play. I'm playing on PS3 right now with the PSN download, and that's giving me, you know, like component video out, which is pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, any version based on disc or PSN download is good. The remake version that appeared in the Dracula X Chronicles is good, but not great. And the Xbox 360 conversion, which was actually kind of the first version of Symphony of the Night to be compiled as a retro game, is it's okay. It's not amazing, but it does the trick. But basically, any version of the game will make you happy because it's great. That's fun. Incidentally, I apologize if you're hearing a lot of background noise, like cars and stuff. My apartment faces a highway, and so there's a lot of background noise on live shows and podcasts and stuff, so I apologize for that. It's kind of unavoidable. My wife and I are looking for a new home, though, someplace in a quiet suburb. So all you'll hear is the sound of people barbecuing. Oh! Poison. You can believe it, poison makes Alucard even weaker. It doesn't drain his health. It just makes his attack power drop down to nothing. But considering his attack power is already down at nothing, it's actually not a big deal to get poisoned. But the coffin save point will clear that up. So now I have to brace up to face the first bosses, and I make no promises that I will survive. Last time I fought them... Oh, actually the poison did not clear up with the save point. What good is death? Anyway, last time I fought the bosses, I barely squeaked by with any health. I had like 2 points of health. And I wasn't talking at the same time for the edification and entertainment of human beings. So this could go very badly. And of course there's this little pathway here, which you can't do anything with yet. It's magically sealed. So there's little hooks of Metroidvania going on, little suggestions of progress and non-linearity, but right now it's strictly one path forward, and it's admittedly a rough path. So if you don't mind, I'm probably not going to talk a lot while I'm doing this. Yeah, the only way through this is really to get him stuck in a pattern, or if you attack him, if you attack Slogra, the lizard guy, the demon Gaibon will pick him up again. So you just keep doing that until you win. And when you're weak as a kitten, it's kind of tedious. I guess I should be using that axe. Alright, one down. Oh. Out of axes. Now he's getting really tough. He's angry. He's a red armor. Actually, his pattern's easier than I remember. I say, and I take a bunch of damage. Critical hits. There we go. Alright. I actually did better that time than last time. How about that? You Twitch people are my lucky internet cricket. Anyway, I'm gonna go back and save just because you never know. You never know if you're gonna die horribly. So I'm gonna take a few more questions before before I go on any further. Stealth 20k says, I love how these guys are regular enemies later on. Yeah. It's interesting how they kind of get demoted. Like, you fought those guys individually in Castlevania 4, and then here you fight them together as a boss, and then later they just kind of show up. And they actually get promoted again in, I think, Portrait of Ruin. I believe there's a Colosseum where you fight through, and there are, like, really, really tough bosses in the Colosseum. So it's kind of a nod back to Super Castlevania 4, but... yeah, in this game they kind of get demoted, because, you know, you're fighting, like, screen-filling Egyptian gods and giant corpses that shoot flies at you. So those guys seem kind of pedestrian by comparison. So anyway, marching back. Super Smash Snake asks, I wonder if I should try the Dracula X version on Super NES. That's an okay version of the game, but it's nowhere near as good as the original Rondo of Blood. It's kind of interesting to see how it's compromised. It's not terrible, but it's just not as good. So, your mileage maybe. Let's see where my stats are now. Wow, I have a strength of 4. It's like when you normally begin the game. Amazing. So there's some magic spells hidden in the game. If you know the secret code, you can buy the code inputs at the shop later on. But if you know them, you can cast them right away, and they're kind of handy. The blue bar in the life area is actually Alucard's magic, and it recharges automatically. So you can cast this spell, and it'll attack enemies for you from a distance, which is pretty handy. And I think when you get stronger, it summons multiples at a time, or actually there's an alternate code, I think. I can't remember, it's been a while. But it's pretty handy to know stuff like that. There's some really, really powerful spells that you can't actually cast until you have enough magic points to do it. So I won't get to that point just yet. Stealth20k says he would love a collection of the DS Castlevania games, and I agree, that would be awesome. But that would require Konami to do anything with Castlevania, which at the moment they're not really doing. Man, I should have been doing this all along. Thanks, handy. Oh. I'm actually not sure what statistic determines your magic skill, but for some reason that little summon thing they have is really, really powerful. So I'm just gonna keep it going, because it's on this tails. Alright, I just picked up a new special weapon, the Diamond, which it has its value. It bounces around crazily, and it can also get critical attacks. And if you can get it reflecting just right, it can actually be really handy like it was just there. Such as against that Spittle Bear. Oh, trapped. Nice. Now this is the thing that the Bibuta or whatever that Bob talked about really liking it in his playthrough for USgamer Club, but I've never really found a use for it. It's like the less cool version of the holy water. But, you know, if you're cool, you should just use the holy water. Fly, my little ghost spirit. Make short work of the accidents. Alright, and that's another section down onto the marble gallery. Let's take some more questions. Oh, someone mentioned that my voice has gotten a bit softer. I think that's because I have drifted away from the microphone. I apologize for that. How would I rate the multiplayer Castlevania game on PSN from a few years back? Harmony of Despair? Was that what it was called? Harmony of Dissonance, Harmony of Despair. Yeah, that's it. It was actually pretty fun. It's a lot of fun if you play with someone else, obviously. Playing it solo is pretty tedious, but it's an interesting way for them to reuse a lot of Castlevania assets and still do something kind of new and different. I wouldn't mind seeing more experimental Castlevania content like that. It was pretty inventive, especially considering it was basically like made on no budget whatsoever. Alright, now I have the holy water, so the game is mine. Unless, of course, I just completely miss it. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty useful. So I guess it's a little bit cheesy to just attack these guys with holy water, but I kind of don't care because the odds are stacked against me. I mean, technically the odds are in my favor because my luck is really high, but you know what I mean. Another precious save point, so if I die, I won't lose a ton of progress. Electrotal reminds us that Vibhuti is sacred Hindu ash, and no disparagement was meant for sacred ashes. I just happen to like the holy water better. I guess it's maybe my Judeo-Christian heritage speaking through. But actually I'm not Catholic, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. Oh my god, he totally faked me out. Suck it, flea man. Brace yourself for some great voice acting. Here we go.
You seem human, and yet, what do you here?
Remember that Maria is supposed to be 17 years old, yet she sounds about 45.
Then we have the same purpose. I'll trust you for now. I'm Maria. Who are you?
Also, Alucard is supposed to be really cool, but he sounds constipated.
Not the talkative type, I can see. Well, perhaps we'll meet again. If you live that long. Farewell.
So that right there is a little hint. Later in the game, you can get up here. There's a little passage. But you can't do it now because you're still a little baby, and Death took all your cool stuff at the beginning of the game. How have I lived this long without using the little ghost summon? That thing is great. Let's see, there's actually, a list of spells. Summon Spirit. And I can't remember what any of the other summons are, but I know they're out there. I'll probably get one accidentally when I'm freaking out against some battle. So I'm foregoing the diamond because, frankly, with the luck code, nothing is as useful as the holy water. Alright. Onward and upward. Yeah, it's nice that the skeletons are going down in like 2 hits now instead of 20. It's a nice change of pace. What? Okay, there's the worst weapon. The timer, or the stopwatch, or whatever it's called. Wow, this is lame. So, I just got a rare drop from one of the skeletons. There's the Bible, which circles around you. As far as holy relics go, I think I still prefer the holy water. Anyway, every enemy has, or just about every enemy has multiple drops. Some of them are really simple things like cash, but occasionally you get some really exotic stuff. And the luck potion, or the luck code that I used, just makes you more likely to get weird things like the shield potion from the skeleton. Do you think those ladies mind that I keep killing their candles? It's really nice of them to hold them for me. Alright, here's another magically sealed spot. Again, a place I have to come back to later in the game. Poor timing. Alright, now I have to make it through the long hallway without dying. Thanks for holy water. So, this game is full of weird little details that don't really have any bearing on the game. And this is one of my favorite right here. This entire hallway, as you run through, there's this giant eyeball that's floating around in the background. At no point in the game do you actually fight a giant eyeball. It's just back there watching you for no particular reason. It's just there to creep you out. I did not realize you could destroy her fireballs. That's kind of awesome. I love that those dudes are like raving with a $250 bill or bag of money. It's like they're having a party because they're rich. So this guy, the Stone Rose, is pretty cool. This thing appeared in one screen, one hidden screen in Rondo of Blood. And the little skulls it shoots will stone you if you touch them. And it's really annoying. Whatever. Anyway, it's kind of cool that they when they went to the well to reuse sprites from the original game, that they even got the obscure stuff and gave it more prominent placement. Oh. No, Spirit. Stupid. No, don't chase them. So that's the downside to the Summoned Spirit, is that you never really know which enemy it's going to go after, and sometimes it's the stupidest and least important enemy. Alright, another area down. We're past the Marble Gallery and on to the Outer Wall. The Outer Wall's kind of cool because the weather here actually changes when you go to different areas. I just picked up a Zircon, which is an item that only exists so you can buy stuff with it. You trade it for money at the shop. And that'll come in handy pretty soon because there's a shop that far ahead. Oh, nice. I just accidentally used a spell that has no value whatsoever. Let's try that one instead. Let's just get it. There we go. That's better. Alright. Much needed save point, and then another boss. So let's look at some more questions. Mutagi has never noticed the eyeball in the marble gallery before. Stealth 20k says, I read that the eyeball was going to be included as a boss but got cut. That's interesting. I haven't seen that. Let's see. Any other fun facts? Shoto Drag says, can anyone else not help but hit every candle every time, regardless of how many hearts and money you have? Yes, absolutely. I can be maxed out and I still have to hit everything. It's a compulsion. It took years of restraint for me to stop attacking candles before I get the Cube of Zoe when nothing comes out of them. Alright, this one's going to be really tough, so again, bear with me. If I die, don't blame me. Here I'm fighting myself, except myself is much stronger than I am right now. Alright, sometimes you get a really lucky critical hit, and a really tough boss fight is over instantly. That was amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, the luck code. Alright, I'm gonna go back and save, because I would hate to lose after that. That's never going to happen for me ever again. It was truly incredible. I'm glad you could be here to witness it with me. Alright, a new weapon. Let's see. Gladius. Oh, I'm slightly stronger now. Alright. So now I fight my way up the wall and to the library. But, you know, I can keep going up first and fight Donkey Kong, who dropped a banana. That's awesome. I didn't know those guys could drop bananas. Wow. Man, they just keep dropping stuff for me. The luck code is definitely paying off for me right now. These guys are the worst in certain areas. They can get you on straight ground, and their bullets are really fast, and you can't defend against them. So I kind of hate those guys. Skeletons should not be allowed to use guns. Oop, there's a Medusa. They're always the worst. Damn it. Oh, God. Alright, skip that. I'm going to the library. Someone asked if I know about the secret elevator at the bottom of the outer wall. I'm not sure if I do or not. I'll have to look into that. I know there is an elevator, but I didn't know about a secret one. Those guys have a really long range and they're really aggressive. They're Durahan, the legendary Scottish headless knight. Oh, and they can also use lightning potions to make themselves even stronger. They do have a tendency to walk into fireballs, though, so that's kind of nice. trying to remember if there's a save point in the library. Cheese. I'll eat some of that right now. It's delicious cheese, not just cheese. The food system in this game is really interesting. You can get items that work to restore your health by eating them, but you have to equip them in a hand and then drop them. So you kind of leave yourself a little bit defenseless. You can't just go to the menu screen and use a quick selection to power up. And I'm pretty sure I'm going the wrong way. And I'm also out of hearts. So that was stupid. Although I do get some better armor from coming here, so that's good. As you can see, my stats are slowly climbing. Strength of 5, Constitution of 9, Intelligence 5, and my luck is still through the roof. If you see me moving around kind of spasmodically, it's because I'm trying to use the magic spell and not doing a good job of it, so just kind of pardon my goofy twitching. They call it Twitch TV for a reason, after all. Come on. He'll die one of these days. Oh, what a waste. Alright, so the goal in the library is to get the... I think it's called the Jewel of Open, which is probably the stupidest name of any item in any video game ever. Alright, and these guys curse you, which makes you unable to use your sword. But I think you can still use magic, so screw them. You also get a cool stroboscopic effect on Alucard while he's cursed. And there is the Uncurse potion, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a pain in the butt to have to go to the menu to use that stuff, so I never bother. These guys, I'm pretty sure came from Secret of Mana, except in this game there are no secret porn pages in the books. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Suck it, Durian. Anyway, if you just happen to be joining us here on this stream, I'm Jeremy Parrish from USgamer.net. This is our weekly USstreamer event. This week we're playing through our US Gamer Club selection of the month, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I'm playing as Alucard with the High Luck code, which reduces his stats to like wet tissue paper, basically, but gives him a lot of luck, so you end up with crazy things like killing a boss in 2 hits because you got a really powerful critical attack. It's a crazy, crazy way to play. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to check out USstreamer.net and subscribe to our channel because we're cool.
It's you, Master Alucard. What do you need?
I think this guy might win the prize for worst voice acting in the game.
Young Master, I cannot aid one who opposes the Master.
You won't go unrewarded.
Really? In that case, just tell me what you need.
Alright, so you have a few options here. You can buy
interested in this.
tips against enemies, including Dracula. Like, I don't know why you'd need tips against the introductory boss, but it's there. You can sell stuff that you've picked up, but only the precious jewels.
Thank you.
I'm
To buy
interested
items, the most important thing is to buy the Jewel of Open, which lets you access later areas in the game. And there are a few things you can buy. I actually don't have as much money as I did last time I played this. When I got here the first time, I was able to buy the Damascus sword right away. Not this time, though. So I'll still go with the saber because it boosts my attack power by like 30%. That's nothing to sneeze at. And that about wipes it out for my gold, so I have what I came for.
I'm interested.
You can also check out the bestiary and look at enemies and see what kind of stuff they drop. These guys drop $100, which, you know, pretty rich zombies, really. And there's also something in question marks because you have to find an item and actually get the drop before it shows up in the bestiary. Anyway,
Farewell for now.
that is pretty much it for the library. So now it's the classic Metroidvania tactic of backtracking. And I actually need to go all the way across the castle. If you look at the map, I'm here on the right side. The spot I need to go to is way, way back on the left side. If you remember, right before I fought the first boss in the game, there was the blue door that I couldn't get past. It's a lot of backtracking. You can actually take some detours. There's a secret passage that's open to me now that I have the Jewel of Open. So the game kind of gives you some freedom to play, and there are some warp chambers that you can find that'll cut your travel time down. I've pretty much been taking the critical path because, you know, showing off for the stream and don't want to get too tedious with my habit of exploring places I don't need to go, but the option's certainly there. So, oh nice, pentagram. Can summon Satan. Durhan never actually learned how to use stairs, so that's handy to know. But he hits really hard. And there's a goodie or two up here. It's probably worth getting, although there's some nastier variant versions of the books up there that are guarding it. See them in just a second. There we go. Oh, the fairy scroll, that shows you enemy names. Ah. So these guys attack a little differently than the other books. And, wow. That spell didn't take them out in a single hit. Amazing! They're durable. I apologize if my tendency to attack by jumping forward and then pulling back rapidly in succession is nauseating to those of you watching at home. Some habits die hard. Oh. Nice. I have no idea what that guy was going for. Alright, we're almost back at the library entrance. sorry that I don't really have anything interesting to say about the library my second time through. It's very nice. Look at all that marble. Listen to that chamber music. Someone's playing a lovely harpsichord. It's really quite enchanting. Alright, and we're through the library again. Let's see. Someone said, go get the Jewel Fist and Mirror Mail. I don't remember where those are. So I'm sorry, I'm going to pass on those. Did I not